I have found my life's purpose. I'm just sorry it took me so long. You see, there's an old saying, when you do what you love, you don't ever have to work another day in your life, and that would be me. Loving what I do, looking forward to going to work. And you can have that same thing, because see, you are part of a greater plan than you can imagine. You are significant and purposeful in this life. People who have always known me will say, I thought you were a nurse. How is it now that you're doing this speaking and talking about purposeful living? And I remind them, I got sent to the desert. Maybe somebody out there has been to the desert too, or maybe right now you're in the desert of your life, and I'm here today to tell you some wonderful things can happen to you. When you're in that desert of your life, you just got to believe. In 2002, my husband got a job offer in Hobbs, New Mexico. And I said, Hobbs, New Mexico? Why would we go out there? But we can go look and see. So we flew into Midland, Texas in the middle of the night. Couldn't see a thing. Drove into New Mexico. Stayed at a little Holiday Inn. The next morning I got up and opened up the curtains and looked out. I was looking out at nothing. Nothing looking back. It was 9 miles of the horizon. No mountains, no trees, no water. But something inside me, that voice, some call inner wisdom, some call intuition, I call the Holy Spirit, whispered to me, just do it. It's the right thing for you to do. You just go. So my mind said, this makes no sense at all, but my heart said go, and off we went. First year or two, I had a new house, new food, new culture, new weather. About that third year, I began to say, Lord, why have you sent me to the desert? And along about that time, I lost my dad. And if any of you out there have ever lost somebody who's part of who you are, then you know what I feel. I came to know that that ground out there was sacred ground. It became sacred because what I thought would cut me off at my knees gave me deep roots in Him who loves me and held me and guided me that whole time in the desert. And it was that point in my life, on that sacred ground, that I began to say, there's got to be more to life than this. There's surely more to life than this. What I came to know was I had to be sent to the desert because I was working it. I don't know if anybody out there is working it. Jobs, I had 2. School, well, certainly I was taking courses in school. Organizations, 10, probably president of 4. Then I had the family and the cats and the dogs and the shopping centers and the malls and the restaurants. I was working it, and I had to be sent to a place that is open and spacious and quiet. I had to be sent to that place where I could be still long enough to listen so that I could hear that wordless voice. And one day, a life coach came on TV. It was a woman, and she was talking about her work, and she helped women with low self-esteem, and my heart flipped. Now you watch for the heart flip. That's a big sign. It's that little joy, that little burst of energy that you get that God will send you all day long. It's a road sign to look on where you're headed, your destiny, on what you've been created to be. Watch. As she talked about working with those women, I said, I qualify, because I never had any. I went back to school. Coach you. And I came out coaching women in family drug court. All kind of women, all ages, races, all socioeconomic status. They were coming out of rehab trying to make a life, and those women changed my life. They taught me how mean we are to one another. They showed me how judgmental we can be. They taught me that in the blink of an eye, you can lose everything you have. And they showed me how we were all just women. We have more in common than not. So in times of desolation, some wonderful things can open up for you. You just got to believe.